How are you doing, team? Nokia Power is here, and we welcome you all to a very interesting video. As you can see, I have a Nokia 7 Plus in my hand, and this Nokia 7 Plus runs the Android Pie Beta 4, the latest build for Android Pie Beta that HMD has pushed to Nokia 7 Plus users. So if you are enrolled to the developer preview, you will get this build, and you can check our article about how to enroll to the program and get the build. But the thing is that this build is the last beta build, after which it is expected that HMD will roll out the stable Android Pie to Nokia 7 Plus. So Nokia 7 Plus is the only Nokia smartphone which is enrolled to the beta program. So obviously everybody expects it to be the first Nokia smartphone to get the Android Pie stable version. Now in this video, what we will do is to demo the changes and new features that Android Pie brings over Android Oreo, and we will also talk about our impressions of the build, of how it behaves, how it works like. So to begin with, as such, you would not like notice a big change here, but yes, still you will notice that this search bar, it lies at the bottom. So the Android Pie brings you option of either using the conventional status bar, or like not conventional navigation bar, or you can actually use the navigation gestures. So here, uh, if you see this search bar at the bottom, which means that it is by default. So if you, how will you navigate? So you can see that the three software buttons that used to be shown here are now missing. So you can only see a small this button here. So how will you navigate? So basically, just by swiping up, you directly go to this multitasking tray or multitasking view, and you again you swipe, then you will get this apps list. This is how it works. The swiping from anywhere over this button will take you to the multitasking view. And even the multitasking view had changed. Now you can see different card tray. So it's kind of juxtaposed one after another next to each other. It's not that swipe card kind of arrangement that was there on in the audio. So I mean, I can see that this is now more equivalent or more like similar to what we used to see on Windows Phone or on iOS. So it's whether it's a good thing or bad thing is not known. Many may like it, many may not, but this has changed. So now if you have to delete or close any card, what you do, you have to swipe it up. So now swiping down will do nothing actually. Okay, so swiping down brings the app back. So only way to close any of the card is to swipe up. So you can say that Google has now moved from its own design for multitasking to a more traditional design. I'm not sure whether I mean that is really comfortable or really intuitive, more intuitive, but yes, this is how it works. So this is how you navigate. Now, if you have the question that how to go to the I mean split view, what you need to do is to here press and hold on any of the app. So you go and on the app card, you have to press and hold on the top. Then it will enter the split screen view. So this is how the split screen view works in Android Pie. But in case you want to get the traditional one, the traditional navigation buttons, etc., then what you can do, you can go to the settings, system, gestures, and this swipe up on home button. Just you have to disable that, and you can notice now that the traditional three software or like three soft touch buttons are here. So once you are back, you can now use this multitasking button to go to or enter the multitasking screen. So this is how it works. So you're back to your traditional way of doing things. So it obviously depends upon you what you want to use. But yeah, so since it's a new thing, and I mean, it's kind of a more dependent upon gesture, so maybe you can actually give it a try. If you like it, you can actually use it. So this is the biggest change. So we can actually tell it to be a very, very like major change in the idea of using Android, because Android navigation has remained sort of consistent across the different like past Android iterations up till Android Audio. So now it is a big change that Google is trying to incorporate. So again, I told as I demoed to you that you can actually revert back to that traditional way, but you can also use if you wish, if you try, and if you like it, you can use the gestures. Now, coming to more changes, so there are more UI changes. So you will quickly notice them. So now, if you go to the Action Center, you can see that all the icons they wear new look, new painting job actually. So I mean they look different, and again it can be like subjective whether they look better or bad, because Google has tried to give them a paint job, but it's not always necessarily looks good. So many may like the old view, but for now it looks like this. And as you can notice, the time has moved to the left. Earlier you used to see everything here in the to the right corner, but now you can see the time here. So as I said, uh, this these like icons have got a paint job. They look a bit different now, much different actually, I can say. Okay. Now if you go to settings, you don't see lots of difference, but yes, here you will see that search bar design has a bit like changed from the audio. You can, if you go to the I mean settings subheadings like network and internet, you can see different icons there, but still things are much like same as you can see on audio 8.1. So connected devices now wears a new look, new kind of look. So again, go to apps and notification. It has got similar kind of look as we used to see on Android Oreo 8.1. The same kind of UI where you see the recently opened apps, the notification, and then advanced. If you tap on advanced, you open more settings. If you go to battery, so battery saver again has similar kind of settings here. But if you go to battery manager, you uh, again can see here back to background activity manager, etc. So a bit of like slight changes from what you used to see on Oreo 8.1. You go to display, similar stuff there. And one thing that I noticed here on beta 4, so the ambient display option, which allowed glance screen, so to be always on glance screen on Nokia 7 Plus, that is gone with beta 4, which is a bad thing. So maybe HMD can try to bring that back, though that has got a big impact on battery. So battery life was not good on beta 3. But on beta 4, you can now only use lift to check phone. But on beta 3, the glance screen was always there, always on glance screen. So I think that would be better. That would give us a trade-off kind of thing. So if you want better battery, you can put that off. If you want, if you can live with slightly deteriorated battery life, then you can actually use that. But yes, that option should have been provided. Now you see a new thing here, the device theme. So this came with Android 8.1. So either this is automatic based on the wallpaper. It changes to dark or light, or you can choose a light theme or dark theme. So these options. So this is a new option. Okay, so one more thing that I would like to show it to you quickly. So volume controls have changed. So if you go to the volume here, you don't see three volume controls here now. You see only one. And what you can do is to vibrate, sound on, etc., etc. here. But if you want to get more volume control settings, what you need to do is to you can just tap here on the settings and it takes you here. So this has changed, and it again may not be that welcome change, because I personally like the getting three volume control here, three volume control button, I mean bars, and then playing with them, because you had a better control and you could do it here. But from here you can actually, you need to go to the settings and do it. So maybe this is something which I mean, I know because Android uh, Pie has already been released, so I don't think that it will be changed, but maybe Android Pie 9.1 brings the volume controls back. So that is something which I really did not like personally. Okay, now coming to one more visible change. Now you can see that this power button or power menu not only has power off, restart, it also emergency, it also has got a screenshot. Yes, so you have one more way to take a screenshot. Just tap on this and you will take a screenshot. You can do more with the screenshot now. So you go to the screenshot, and what you can do is to uh, you can share, you can edit. If you go to edit, it will allow you to do more things with your screenshot. So you can actually change light, color, pop settings of this screenshot. If you have time, you can do that. You can actually do different I mean, use many filters. You can do crop. Okay, so Google has enabled more you to do more things with a screenshot. There is one more interesting thing that I would like to show you quickly. So if you set your stop with the auto rotation and set it as portrait, if you go and use any app, it if you try to go to this mode, it still allows. Okay, sorry. So if I now set it as portrait, and if I go to any app, I do this, it will actually ask me whether I want to really rotate it. So even if I have stopped the auto rotate and set it as portrait, I can change it to landscape app wise. So in this app, it asks me to change it. I can go actually and change it to the landscape. And though it is not working perfectly, I think, because it should have worked. So it's a beta anyways. Okay, so it's not working perfectly as I said, but let's say that it's a beta, so it's tolerable anyway, so it should be fixed. So this is how it should work. There should be a icon here which can allow, which tells you that if whether you want to go to the landscape mode, even if it is fixed there. Let's try it with any other app maybe. Ah, yes, as you saw, this icon appears here, and if you tap on this, it will go to the landscape. So at least it worked with Microsoft Edge. Okay, now coming to other changes. So you can now notice this change in the notification reply. So I can do a reply from there very easily. And actually, the good thing is that in case of notifications, actually now they, I mean, I cannot show it now because I don't have that kind of notification, but the smart replies in notification appear, and you can now respond in a tap to that notification. So that is what has changed actually. And even if you have used or created an inline right reply draft in notification, it will not disappear if you navigate away. So it will not get deleted. So this is something very interesting. So these are one of the most important or most visible changes that Android Pie brings, though it brings lots of more changes actually. So we will talk about that. Okay, so now coming to our impressions of Android Pie. So this Vita has been one of the most stable. So the last beta, like beta 3, was very unstable. It used to crash a lot, freeze a lot, etc., etc. But now, as I can see in the beta 4, it's quite polished, much better, and I have seen a lot, I mean, lot less issues than what I saw on beta 3. So in that case, I mean, I cannot tell it that it is ready for the prime time or ready for a stable release. People may still find, small issues, like we just saw that when I was trying to auto rotate, and it was that icon was not appearing in Google Chrome. So things like that may happen actually. So I mean, it may still need a bit of polish. Coming to the battery life on beta 3 was horrible with glass screen always on, but with now glass screen gone, I think the battery life has improved, and I have got better battery life at least with it. So I mean, I would obviously recommend to go with this build. Give it a try and then let us know how, I mean, you found this build. So this was a demo of the major changes and improvements that Android Pie brings, and we also shared our impressions. We will always we'll also try to put all the changes that Android Pie brings in future videos, so that you can know everything, every bit of it. But for now, we come to end of this video, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.